We get to that, some troubling invasive species news we're going to break down. So Canada is dealing with a hard-to-eradicate population of feral so-called super pigs. And they could be headed for America, apparently. The problem started in central and western Canada. Wild pigs are not native to the Americas, but back in the 80s, the Canadian government encouraged farmers to raise wild boar. Then the market collapsed around the turn of the century, and some frustrated farmers simply cut their fences and let the hogs loose. So it turns out the pigs do great in Canada. They're smart, adaptable, furry. They eat anything from crops to wildlife. And while they are foraging, they also tear up the land. Complicating the issue, the pigs are a cross between Eurasian boar and domesticated pigs, so they reproduce a lot faster in the wild. A sow can have 6 piglets a litter and raise 2 litters every year. So that means 65% of a wild pig population could be killed every year, and it would still increase. So far, border states like Minnesota, North Dakota, and Montana have been able to keep those pigs at bay, but in populations in Canada are too big to eradicate, which means American officials have to be very vigilant. Meanwhile, a problem that's unlikely to get to America, Colombia has an infestation of hippopotamuses. The animals are native to Africa, but drug king Pablo Escobar imported some as pets. After he was killed by authorities, the hippos escaped. They started thriving in the rivers of South America. There are at most a few hundred at this point. Colombia recently announced a plan to sterilize them to keep the population down.
That was a lot to absorb, but
You're
what
welcome.
I took from that is now I want a hippopotamus for Christmas stuck in my head.
Oh, I didn't even make
You know that song?
Yes.
I don't think I know that.
Oh, great song. But yes, it'll get stuck in your head all night.
I had heard about the
Google
hippopotamus thing because that's such a cool interesting headline.
Yes.
Right.
Like they came here because somebody made them a pet, not somebody.
Right.
Pablo
Which is
Escobar
why
made them a
everybody
pet.
says, wildlife officials always say, don't
Yeah.
make these animals pets,
Right.
because they're not supposed to be here.
Right.
The boar thing is a little upsetting.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. You would think it could work itself out because you can't eat that animal, but
Right.
to the point of
You're
like
gonna
how
have to
many
eat
you'd
that.
have to, and it's not
That's a lot
cost
of
efficient to hunt them as opposed to raise them. That's my guess, right?
Right.
Because it's weird. We're raising pigs to eat them, and then we're like, there's too many pigs
But
over the
there's too
border.
many there.
Can we get together on this matter?